Hi Pre-K and Kindergarten. Today, Mr. Llama and I are going to do something a little bit different than what we've been doing. We've been starting off each week with a story, right? And this week we're going to start off with a story as well, but it's a different kind of story. We are going to look at some pictures and we get to decide what the story is. So let's take a look. So I'm looking at this one. I see four pictures. The first one, there's this guy with his nose and he's pointing up at this other guy that's dancing on his nose. And I'm looking at this other guy on the right and he's shaking, it looks like a rattle or some musical instrument. And then down here we've got this animal who looks like a pig, and then this other person who looks like the guy shaking the rattle, and he's got a mouse on his head. So we got a lot in these pictures, right? And I think maybe what's happening, because I see dancing and I see music making, is maybe these people are all friends and they all got together to make some music, but I think this guy with the animal who looks like a pig or something, maybe, he doesn't look too happy about it. And maybe that mouse over here, maybe that's his pet mouse and his pet mouse got away. So that's my story that I'm making up about these pictures, and you can make up your own story too. Let's look at another one. So let's look at this one up here. We've got this person who looks like they've got like a hat or a ring or something around their head, and then we've got a cute little snail next to them. And then these two people down here who look like they're playing with balls in the gym. And then over here, this looks like a farmer with a sunflower or somebody with a plant. Oh boy, this is going to be a hard one. So I think what I'm going to say is maybe the snail and the plant are in the garden together. Maybe this one's about school, because we've got a garden and we've got this snail and these kids playing with these balls. And maybe this person with a hat is one of the teachers up here, and they're making sure all the kids stay safe. So all of these artworks are by a famous artist whose name is Keith Haring. And he's famous for making really fun little drawings with just two colors sometimes. And the way that we're going to do this art, where you make up the story for your pictures, is we're going to have some fun with two different colors first, and then we're going to draw around them and make up our story. So for the next part, you are going to need two colors and then something to write on them with. So really three colors, or two colors and a pencil or a pen. All right, Pre-K and Kindergarten, we are going to go ahead and start making our art. Now, the way that Keith Haring does this is he does it in 3 steps. The first step is he just kind of experiments. He just kind of takes his pencils or his paint or whatever, and he just kind of has some fun making little goofy shapes and whatever else he feels like. The second step is he takes his pencil or his marker or whatever his third color, and he draws around them to make them into pictures. So he turns all his little experiments and lines and smudges, and he turns them into pictures. And then the third step is on you, because that's when we get to decide what the story is. So I already started. I did my kind of fun, twisty line, and I'm going to do one more because I have my 2 colors. I have blue and I have red. And I'm going to do one more little blue line down here. I'm just going to make this kind of squiggly. And I'm doing another little loop down here. I guess I really just like loops today. And then over here, I'm going to do something else besides a loop. I'm going to do just a little red, just a little box, I guess we'll say that's what this is. It's a little red box, And then I'm going to do one more red one. I'm going to turn my paper just to experiment. And this time we're going to do a zigzag line. Zigzag, zigzag, zigzag. And let's do, what color part of it? Doo-doo-doo. So there we go. I just did step one. I did my little experiments with my two colors. Now step two is to take your third color, or your black, or your marker, or your pencil, and I've just got a black pencil right here, and we're going to make these into pictures, and I'm really excited for this part because I think we have a lot of opportunities to be creative here. So I've got this box, and I think I'm going to make it into a hat. I'm going to put a face underneath it, and a nose. Remember we learned a new way to do noses a couple weeks ago. It's just down, across. So we go down, across, and I'm going to put a smile. And I feel like this person should have a mustache, so I'm going to give them a little mustache. There we go. And then this one, when I look at it, it kind of reminds me of a caterpillar or a bug. So we're going to give him two caterpillar antennae and some little caterpillar legs. And maybe we'll give him a little nose sticking out there and some eyes. There we go. I feel like he needs something else, though. Maybe I'll make his head look more like a real head, and I'll trace this to make his neck look longer. There's his legs. And there we go. I'll give him a smile, too. There's our happy caterpillar. And then what about these? I think if I turned them this way, they would look like mountains, but I want it to all be facing the same way. So maybe I'll go back to that one. This one's a tricky one too, because I already have a bug up here, and I don't know if I want to do two bugs. And if I had you here in front of me, kindergarten, I would ask you, what should I turn this into? But I don't, and I miss you. We're going to say that this is another person. This will be their nose. Then we'll turn this into an eyeball right here. There we go. Our friend, he's kind of looking out like that. And where's his mouth? I can't decide if I want to put his mouth here, and we'll have this be another mustache. Or maybe this is his mouth down here, and he's kind of like, ah. We'll give him a little tongue right there, maybe. And let's see, I'm going to give him some hair, too. And a little cheek-looking thing right there. We'll make his nose look more like a nose. We'll give him a nose hole right there. And I'll give him arms and legs, too, just so we know definitely that this is a person. And what about my little zigzag thing right here? I still haven't decided what I want to do with that. Maybe what I'll do is I'll just start doing lines. I'll start doing like an abstract thing, and we'll just kind of see where it goes from there. So let's see. I've got my lines sticking out like that. And you know what? This is what I love about art, because as I go, I'm starting to realize all the possibilities of what this could be. So I'm going to make this into a funky little butterfly. It's an asymmetrical butterfly. Asymmetrical means it's not perfect on both sides. It's not the same on both sides. And that's okay. So we'll give this butterfly two little butterfly antennae. And I'm going to put some lines right here so it looks like the butterfly's flying. And there we go. I've got all my pictures. So I did step one. I put my red and blue designs. And step two, I made them into recognizable pictures. I made them into pictures that we know. I'm going to add a little brim on this guy's hat right here. And so I'm thinking about what this picture could be. We've got our two bugs. I know I said I didn't want to do two, but I just decided that's what's happened. We got this guy who's kind of yelling, and his eye is is really big, like he's surprised. And then this guy is happy and warm in his happy warm hat, right? So maybe what I'll say is it's springtime, right? We've got this butterfly coming out and this caterpillar, and this guy doesn't have a hat and this guy does, and maybe this person down here is yelling at this person and saying, why do you still have a big warm hat on? It's spring and it's warm outside. So what I'm going to do, and you'll need this, you'll need a grown-up or someone at your house to help you with this. I'm going to write down my story. I'm going to say, and we'll give this person a name. Maybe we'll make him, we'll say his name is Mo. Mo, and we'll just call this person Hat Man. So in my story, I'm going to say, Mo is surprised that Hat Man is still wearing a big hat in the warm spring weather. There we go. So it says, Mo is surprised that Hat Man is still wearing a big hat in the warm spring weather. Well, I had a lot of fun doing that for you pre-K and kindergarten. So what you're going to do now, remember there's 3 steps. In step number 1, you just draw whatever you feel like, fun lines and colors, and you only use 2 colors. So step 1, use 2 colors to draw fun lines and colors. Step 2 is you take a pen or a pencil and you make them into pictures. You make them into people or bugs or animals. Step 3 is you tell everyone what the story is. What's happening? What's going on in your picture? Well, I am so excited to see what you have to show me at the end of this week when you show me your artwork pre-K and kindergarten. And Mr. Llama and I will be waiting to see what you all do.